I'm Virginia, and today we are going to be doing Furoshiki. This is the first in a series of videos that I'm doing for the Emmett O'Neill Public Library in Alabama, and I want you to come craft along with me. Furoshiki is a traditional Japanese cloth that's used to wrap gifts, bento boxes, wine boxes, pretty much anything you want to wrap up, you can wrap it up with cloth. The great thing about Furoshiki is that you can decorate your own cloth. So anything you have around your house that's fairly blank, you can use it to do Furoshiki with. This is a cloth that I made. This is an indigo dyed cloth. That's just one way you can decorate things. But today we're going to be focusing mainly on what you already have in your home. So I'm going to show you the supplies that you need to get started. So the most basic supplies that you would need to do Furoshiki is a cloth. It doesn't necessarily have to be blank. Just anything you can find around your house will work for now. It could be an old dish rag if you want it to be that you could print over. And then you want something to be able to put a pattern onto your cloth. I found this old potato masher that I really like the pattern on, so I'm going to use that. You can take a piece of cardboard and wrap some twine around it and glue it on the back. This is a cereal box. And then you can put paint on the strings and it'll print the pattern of the strings. You'll need a paintbrush. A foam paintbrush works best, or a brayer if you have one. Acrylic paint will work for this project. If it's too thick and it doesn't seem to be printing well, you can just thin it with a little bit of water. Ideally, you'd like to do block printing ink that's intended to be used on fabrics, but I know not everybody has that. You could also use screen printing ink, and it's a little bit thinner than the block printing ink, and it works well. You need a paper plate to put your paint or your ink on, something flat to roll it on. You could even use a cookie sheet. I also have this potato. If you're interested in a potato quality Furoshiki stack, you can make potato stamps just like you did in elementary school. You just cut the potato in half and then carve a design into the potato part, and then you can use it as a stamp. So we're printing our Furoshiki cloth. My lovely husband carved a very quick potato stamp that I can use, and then I also just have the other half of the potato. I'm just going to slice it in half. It's a cooking show as well. And then we're going to roast this. No. Then we're going to use it as a stamp. I just wanted a semicircle because I think that would be adorable. So, I've got my potato stamps. I'm going to get my Christmas paper plate because that is what I have. And I'm going to use some acrylic paint that I have. And this is craft grade acrylic paint. Nothing special. Squirt a little on my plate, and then I'm going to take my foam brush and just kind of spread it out and get it even and not too thick. You could even use your foam brush to paint the potato if you want, or you can stamp it directly onto the paper plate. Let's see if I can get good coverage here. No, I think I'm going to paint it on. That works better with potato, it looks like. Paint it on, and then just pick a spot and stamp it. Press it down, and there you go. It's a little light, so next time I might use a little more paint. With the acrylic paints, you want to let it completely dry. Then you want to heat set it with an iron on the highest setting. Usually that's cotton, if you're using a cotton fabric. If you're using a different natural fabric like silk, don't overheat it because it can burn it. So I'm going to try this other potato stamp, and I'm going to use the brush to brush this on. I'm going to use a little more paint this time. Last time I didn't use enough. So I've just brushed the paint onto the potato, and then I'm just going to use it to stamp. I feel like I'm in 1991 at elementary school, and I love it. Oh yay, that's cute. So it made little lines. Adorable. Alright, and I also have a potato masher that I'm going to try. Let's see how this does. Just painting it on. Pretty thick. And then I'm just going to mash it. Oh yeah, that's cute. That's real cute. I could cover the whole fabric in that. I think that would look great. And then I also have this cardboard with some string on it, and you can just brush it on the strings. You have to be careful not to get it on the cardboard though. If you have pieces of craft foam, that would work really well too. This will be a really light pattern, I think. Mash it, and then you just get that string pattern. Anything you can find around your house to make a pattern would work. So now that you've printed your fabric the way you want, and then you let the paint dry and you iron over it for about 30 seconds on high heat, you're ready to fold something up. So the very first fold we're going to do is a bag, and you don't necessarily have to have anything to put in it. So you lay out your cloth. This is a 27 by 27 inch cloth. It works best if it's about square, but if it's not, just work with whatever you have. The very first tie that you're going to do is you're going to grab this corner and this corner on one side, and you're going to put those together and tie them in a square knot like you would your shoe. So it's just like when you tie your shoe. So you've got your little bunny ears, and then you're going to do the exact same thing again, but with the opposite one on top, and then pull it tight. And so I did this one at the very end, so that's a big hole right there. And we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to do a small hole. So we're going to do our little tie like you're tying your shoes, but we're going to do it big. We're going to pull it tighter this time. Then you're going to go opposite direction and tie it, and then pull it tight. Make sure it's nice and secure so your stuff doesn't fall out. So now you have two sides, one with like a big loop and one with the smaller loop. You're going to take the big loop and you're going to run it through the small loop. And it is going to make a bag. It's hard to see if you don't have anything in it, so I have some wadded up paper that I'm going to use to fill it just so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to unfold it, and I have my little pocket. We'll put this in here. Then I'm going to run it through. And you can see it makes a bag. Okay, now for the super fun part, we're going to be doing some wine bottles. Alright, so you want to lay your wine bottles down after you spread your fabric out. This one you have to have a pretty large cloth to do. The 27 by 27 works well for this. So we're going to lay our wine bottles down. You're going to take a corner and fold it over. This is a cloth that I printed too, by the way. I carved this and then printed it, made a homemade stamp basically. You fold the corner over, then you want to start rolling the wine bottles toward the other corner. Then you grab each end and you fold them up. And then you take these two tails and you want to fold them like you would, like you're tying your shoe. So you do it first one way and then you do it the opposite way. And that's called a square knot. And then you have a little handle too to carry it. And that makes a great gift when you go to somebody's houses. Don't just bring one bottle of wine, bring two. The next Furoshiki fold we're going to do is another bag. Bags are my favorite, can you tell? So you're going to take one corner and the opposite corner, and you're going to fold them like you're tying your shoe again, but this time, instead of just pulling them both tight, you're going to try to just pull one tight and make one bigger than the other one. You're going to leave this one little and pull this one tight. So sometimes you just kind of pull them both and then slide the knot. So So now you can see I've got a small hole down here and one tiny little bunny ear and one giant floppy bunny ear. And then you're going to tie it again and make it tight and kind of tug on it, make sure it's good and tight. So your end result is one small and one large. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with these two sides. Fold them together, leave one small, see if you can get that other one big. And then we're going to fold them together again. Make sure it's good and tight. So now I've got two big bunny ears and two little bunny ears. So now you want to take your two big bunny ears, and these are going to be the handles to your bag, and you're going to square knot those together. So you're going to tie them like you're tying your shoe. Do one, and they can be even, tiny little ears. And then you want to do it again. Make sure it's nice and tight. Pull on it because you don't want things to fall out. So now you have like a little pocket to put stuff in. I have my handy dandy wadded up paper to show you. So it makes a bag. And you can put whatever you want in there. So the very last Furoshiki fold we're going to learn is how to cover up a bento box, and this can actually be used to cover up any sort of box, even gifts, and these cloths make lovely gifts to give to people. You can use it instead of wrapping paper, and they can be used over and over again, and they're kind of a gift in and of themselves. So a bento box is just a little box that carries food, and they usually have little compartments. So I'm going to close this one up. I'm going to set it in the middle of the Furoshiki cloth. And actually this cloth is so big that for this one I'm going to turn it upside down. And this one actually has a seal, so you can turn it upside down. You fold one corner over. Then you fold the opposite corner over. Then I'm going to turn it back to the right side. Flip that cloth over. I'm going to take these two corners that are left and bring them up and over the bento box and do my square knot. So do it once, then I'm going to do it again the opposite way and pull it tight. And there you have, that could be a Christmas present or lunch. Thank you guys so much for wrapping along with me. And I hope that you found this enjoyable. I want to see videos and pictures of everything that you've done. And be sure and email Emmett O'Neill Library at kmollering@eolib.org if you have any program suggestions or questions. You can also feel free to leave a comment below the video. Thank you.